Boogeyman band coming round the bend. Is Boogeyman band. Is Boogeyman band.
Greetings, my fellow Fright Fiends. Thanks so much for dropping by the Horror Zone channel. I hope everyone's doing well. Today's going to be a DVD and Blu-ray showcase. I haven't done something like this in a while. The last time I showcased some movies that I had gotten, that was at Christmas time. Showcased the box set I got, the Psycho box set, and some other cool ones like The Boogeyman and Cobweb. But over the last couple weeks, I've been accruing quite a bit of DVDs and Blu-rays, stuff that I've been picking up at Rasputin's or ordering off Amazon. Yeah, some of the stuff I've gotten is older movies. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, I'm just really disappointed in the movies that have been coming out as of late. The last movie I saw in the theater was The Beekeeper with Jason Statham. Didn't do a review on it because it's not really horror, but I really enjoyed it. Last one I did, in terms of new releases, I did Night Swim. Still enjoyed it and would happily pick it up on Blu-ray. But after that, there hasn't really been anything that's really warranted me going back to the theater until Ghostbusters comes out. And Ghostbusters is coming out on March 22nd, so I'm really excited about that one. Planning some special stuff around that release. Hopefully the stuff going on at my home won't interfere, but I do plan to. That's like my most anticipated that's coming up. Then we also have Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. That's going to be coming out on July the 3rd. I'm hoping that it'll get a theatrical release. But it looks like it's exclusively going to be on Netflix, which I think is a disappointment to fans like me who have been a fan of that franchise for 40 years. This year will mark the 40th anniversary of the original film, as well as Ghostbusters. Both films, both original Ghostbusters and Beverly Hills Cop was celebrating 40 years this year, which is incredible. And then we also have the sequel to Beetlejuice that's coming out 36 years after the original. That's coming out at the beginning of September. So those are the three films I'm really excited about. Everything else, I mean, there's a couple of things that, I'll see for sure, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my age, but just the stuff that's coming out just is not exciting me at all. And that's really sad for me because I am a bona fide movie buff, and I always have been, but the stuff that's coming out now is just not speaking to me. So I've been really gravitating towards older stuff. I mean, this stack of stuff I have right here, and I'll showcase it real quick. It encompasses a lot of older films, specifically Clint Eastwood films. I've really been getting into, like I've talked about, that I'm going to do the Dirty Harry franchise, ranking those. That's coming up. There's also some stuff in this stack that I'm going to be doing segments on here on the channel. Again, it's just where my head is right now. I mean, I'm almost a 50-year-old man. The stuff that's being, targeted to younger kids is just not something that excites me right now. So maybe the tides will change. Maybe there's some stuff that, just hasn't been, they haven't showcased trailers for yet. Hopefully we see the Salem's Lot remake one day, but with David Zaslav's horrible decisions regarding Warner Brothers, I'm really not too confident that we're ever going to see that film. That's just me being honest. But anyway, don't want to beat around the bush too much longer. I'm going to get to this stack of stuff. I'm just going to start from the top. First one I'm going to showcase, and I did showcase this on my Instagram page, but I didn't talk about it here. But that is Exorcist Believer. As everyone knows now, David Gordon Green is no longer going to be making the second film in this planned trilogy. Who knows if we're even going to get it. I feel like this franchise is cursed. While it's not my favorite film, I did have it in my top 10 for last year, and I do enjoy this film. I watched it again on New Year's Eve. And I think it's a good film. It still impacts me where it needs to impact me. I didn't go into this film looking for the original Exorcist film or Exorcist 3. Exorcist 3 is still my favorite, even though I love the original Exorcist. Heretics, and there's two versions of Part 4, whichever one you're going for. That'd be Beginning and Dominion. I don't care really for either of those. So for me, the best ones go 3 and 1 tie for me. 3 being my favorite because I saw it in the movie theater. When it actually came out, I did see the re-release of The Exorcist in 2000 when they put it back in theater with the extra footage. And then this one. So this is my third favorite. I enjoy it. I hope they stay on track with what they plan to do, but it sounds like it's already been derailed by the bad word of mouth on this one. So again, I enjoyed it. Glad I picked it up. Next one for me is going to be French Connection 2. Last year I did pick up French Connection, did watch it. I watched it in November. Really enjoyed it. Really wanted to see the second one. And I'm planning to do video talking about both films. Love Gene Hackman, one of my favorite actors. Always enjoyed the movies that he's done, and really love the character of Popeye Doyle. Love that it's an un-PC character, a gritty character, somebody that you love and hate. So really looking forward to this one. John Frankenheimer did this one, not William Friedkin. Fan of that director. I know that people have said this film isn't as good as the original, but I'm just looking for a continuation of the story, which this one is supposed to be. So glad I got that one. Next one for me, going into comedy, Spies Like Us. As big of a Chevy Chase fan as I am, I'm surprised I just didn't have this movie. And I love this film. Lots of fun. Love Dan Aykroyd. Directed by John Landis. Just a really, really fun film. And I still remember being a kid talking to my friend Mike Barley about this film because he saw it in the theater and I didn't. Just how much we love Chevy Chase. And he was a great guy. He was really somebody that just adored Chevy Chase in those films. I remember laughing with him about European Vacation too. What a good guy. And I miss him. I haven't seen him in a very, very long time. Next one for me, and I know a lot of people don't like Caddyshack 2. I've always enjoyed this film. Yes, it's nowhere near as good as the original, but there's some funny moments in it, and I just love that Chevy Chase is back in it as Ty Webb. Of course, it's a much smaller role, but there's some funny parts in this. Randy Quaid steals every scene he's in. I also love Jackie Mason, and Jonathan Silverman's awesome. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and again, it's just one I didn't have in my collection, so I picked that one up. Next one for me is The Three Amigos. You have three of my heroes, that being Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, and Martin Short. I love all three of them together. I keep hoping that Chevy Chase will be able, maybe one day, appear in their show, Only Murders in the Building. That would be awesome to have all three of them back together. But yeah, this one was a must-have for me, and I picked this one up along with Caddyshack and The Three Amigos right before Christmas. Next one for me is The Lodge. This one was one I watched during the pandemic, and it really freaked me out. I've only seen it once, and most notably it features Alicia Silverstone in it in a very small role, but it also features Jaden Martell, who played Bill in the It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. But yeah, this film really got to me, and I would love to do a spooky screenings on this one because I remember just the ending of it really, really got me. And was happy to find this one. Yeah, happy to own this one. Can't wait to watch it again. Next one I got, this one I ordered off Amazon. This is Daryl Dixon Season 1. I have a love-hate with The Walking Dead right now. And just because of AMC and the way that they kind of laid out the last few seasons of the show, it all started with the pandemic, and we were into Season 10, which I thought was a kick-ass season. And then they delayed the final episode of the season until October. And it was just like, we had to wait 6 months. Even though the episode was already shot, they said they couldn't edit it because of the restrictions, which I think was a bunch of horse shit, but they delayed it until October. And then that they split up season 11 into 3 parts and dragged it out for over a year. So when they announced that they were doing these spin-off shows like Daryl Dixon or this other one I'm going to showcase, which is Dead City, I said, I'm not going to watch these until they are out on DVD and Blu-ray. So I just bought both of them, and I haven't watched them yet. They're still wrapped. I really want to watch them, but I just said I'm tired of AMC's business practices and the way that they string their fans along that have supported the show since day one. Next one for me, and I've already talked about this one because I did a spooky screenings, and that is Play Misty for Me. Again, been on a big Clint Eastwood kick all of a sudden. I don't know why. I just decided to start watching the Dirty Harry movies, and then I started watching some of his other classics, and this was the first film he ever directed. And like I said in my video, this movie is terrifying and a precursor for Fatal Attraction, which would come out 16 years after it. I think everybody did a great job. Very, very scary. So yeah, great film. Glad to have it in the collection. Next one is a Clint Eastwood movie that I've always wanted to watch, but I've never seen it, and it's not a Dirty Harry film, but it's called Tightrope. It came out around the same time. He's searching for a killer, so kind of have the same kind of Dirty Harry vibes in terms of, the subject matter. So yeah, I was happy to grab that one. Grabbed another one, and this is called The Gauntlet. This is not a Dirty Harry film. I think it takes place in Vegas. But again, it was one that I was curious to check out. So I picked this one up at the same time I picked up Play Misty for Me and Tightrope. Next one I got, and this one I got the same time I got those, was Burnt Offerings. I don't have this film, and last year I visited the Dunsmuir House, which was a fantastic experience. Of course, not only was Burnt Offerings shot there, but also Phantasm, A View to a Kill. In fact, out of the ones I've gotten at Rasputin's, this one was $10, so this one is kind of on the rare side, but so happy to have it in the collection, and being able to see the sets and now rewatch the film. I can't wait to check it out again. Next one I got is my second favorite movie from last year, and that is Thanksgiving. Of course, Eli Roth slasher film that was based on the trailer he did for Grindhouse back in 2007, of course featuring the killer of John Carver, and you got Patrick Dempsey in this. It's a great film. I had so much fun watching this. I'm so glad that not only are we going to be getting figures from NECA from the Toony Terrors line and Ultimates and the Mego style, but you also have a sequel. Thanksgiving 2 is going to be coming out next year in 2025. So can't wait for that. And yeah, just happy to get this one. Love that film. Next one for me, another Clint Eastwood classic, Escape from Alcatraz. Had never watched the entirety of this, and I love any film that's shot on Alcatraz. And the fact that The Enforcer, the third Dirty Harry film, features the climactic battle in that film takes place on Alcatraz. I was like, you know what? I've never seen Escape from Alcatraz. I need to watch that. So got this one off of Amazon. Couldn't find it at Rasputin's, but probably will be doing a review on this one as well on this channel. And and last year I was able to find the Night Stalker television series with Darren McGavin. Then I was able to find this at Rasputin's, which is the Night Stalker and the Night Strangler, the two television movies that sort of inspired that television series. So I've never seen the Night Strangler. I did do a spooky screenings on the Night Stalker last year. My friend Christopher Smith requested it. But I haven't seen the Night Strangler, so I will be doing one on that one as well as the series. So I was happy to find this, and the fact that it's both television movies was a huge break because I didn't know if I was going to find them. So again, another find at Rasputin's. The last two things I bought, and I bought these a week after the tragic passing of Mr. David Soul, one of my heroes, one of my lifelong heroes. So I've never watched any of the Starsky and Hutch I've never seen the Starsky and Hutch television series. I've seen, moments from it, but I never watched them, and I know that all 4 seasons are out on DVD. So I bought seasons 1 and 2 at Rasputin's. They were $10 each, which was a good deal. And got into a really nice conversation with this guy, and I think it was his daughter, but we were talking about David Soul and just Salem's Lot and just that he had passed. It was a really nice conversation I had in line at Rasputin's. But was glad to get these. I haven't watched them yet. I am in the search for seasons 3 and 4. And it all came about because I got sent this documentary. I think it was called He's Starsky, I'm Hutch. And it was about David Soul. And it talked about why the show didn't go on after 4 seasons. They pretty much walked away from it. They were done with it. And it also talked about David Soul's early years. This was after I had done my video tribute to him. But it really made me sad. And my friend Mark Beer sent it to me, and then I also have my Steve Morey, my good friend. They both sent me it, but I watched the first time I watched it was when my friend Mark Beer sent it to me, and it just really made me sad. It was a really touching documentary about David Soul and just the troubles he went through, and it actually coincided with the release of the Starsky and Hutch movie, which was released in 2004. So after seeing that, I'm like, I got to get these sets. And while, David Soul will always be Ben Mears to me, and why his passing is still just, it's really set this shit. This year has been shit for me. I've had pretty much everything I wanted to work go wrong. And and now with the shit going on with my house right now, I'm really in a foul mood. So, I had to do this, get these to pay tribute to him. So, I was really happy to get them. I am excited to watch them. I want to get all 4 sets. So I'm on the lookout for seasons 3 and 4. I would like to buy them at Rasputin's if I can find them there. But that's going to be it. So yeah, showcasing a lot of movies. Like I said, some of this stuff I'm going to be doing segments on. I am planning the Dirty Harry series. The Dirty Harry films, I'm doing a ranking of those. I am planning my next quiet little tribute to Salem's Lot to Mr. James Mason. Also, I'm so grateful that people loved the last Salem's Lot theory video that I did about Larry Crockett. People really, really responded to that in a positive way, and it really made me happy. I am planning my next one on that. I have a tribute to Frank Darabont that I'm working on. Again, with everything going on with my house, hopefully by next week I'll know what to expect in the coming weeks. and then I can sort of plan accordingly, because juggling my job, writing my book, the shit going on with my house, and the channel has been tough. I've really been really low, but trying to stay positive, and I want to thank everyone for taking the time to stop by the Zone and throw me support and kind words. It really means a lot, and yeah, I'm happy to share this stuff with you guys, and let me know what your favorite item was that I showcased with all the movies I showcased. But thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I promise I'll talk to you again real soon. Take it easy. Stay scared as always. Hey, my fellow Fright Fiends, I just want to thank everyone for supporting Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone. If you haven't yet subscribed and you'd like to, please hit the subscribe button down below. Click the bell notification so you're updated every time I drop a new video. I try to drop a video at least once or twice a week. The Horror Zone is a passion of mine, and it really makes me happy that I can share that passion with all of you guys. Thanks so much again for the support, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Take it easy. Stay scared as always. Peace.